Hello, everybody. The topic for today's discussion is strategy using net present value using a decision tree. The basic idea behind discounted cash flow analysis is that a project should generate a higher rate of return than the one that can be earned in the capital markets. So this requires that the project must have a positive net present value or NPV. The corporates, while designing investment strategies, devote a lot of time to explore investment opportunities that are able to generate positive NPVs. And there are different ways to generate positive NPV. The first entrant in the market usually enjoys a positive NPV. The firms over time might develop efficiency and competency so that the cost of production may be reduced and they will be enjoying some competitive edge. The established firms might create entry barrier to restrain potential competitors to enter and compete in the market. Then the firms might introduce variations in the existing products, so this helps them to exploit the unsatisfied demand. Similarly, the firms might resort to horizontal product differentiation through advertising, marketing, and similar activities. The firms might plan innovations in organizational processes to achieve all these things. However, it is very difficult to identify positive NPV projects in a competitive industry. Now, let us move on to the decision tree. While calculating the NPV of a project, we need to work with the uncertain future outcome. So cash flows are really very uncertain. Moreover, there is a sequence of decision in NPV project analysis. So first we take a decision, then after a certain period of time we go for the investment. So this decision is very important and that decision can be considered using a decision tree. So we can elaborate using an example. So assume that a company goes for product development, research and development expenditure and conducts a marketing test before they could decide to go for long-term production and sales of the product. Now it is estimated that this phase would last for 1 year and it would cost rupees 1500 million, and there is a 60% chance that this test would be successful. So let us now consider the cash flow of the project. The investment of the project is 2500. The revenue it gives is 8000. The variable costs are 3000. Fixed costs 1850, and there is a straight line depreciation method. The project lasts for 5 years, so we can calculate the depreciation as 2500 by 5, that is 500. So after 5 years the value becomes 0. So now we calculate the pre-tax profit, which is revenue minus all costs and depreciation. So now we have the pre-tax profit, then the taxes, so we can calculate the net profit. The cash flow is nothing but the net profit plus the depreciation. So this cash flow will be used to construct the NPV using the NPV formula in the Excel. So we have taken the relevant data in the Excel sheet. So we have annual discount rate, the initial cost of investment. We assume that the project gives us an equal cash flow of rupees 2249, which is nothing but our cash flow in all the 5 years. Now this is a very restrictive assumption, so you can always make the cash flow to be growing over time. So in that case you may get different values of return in the different years, but here we are assuming that, and mind it that the initial cost of investment is a present value. So we are using the NPV formula. So here you will have to entry the data values. The first sale is the rate, which is the annual discount rate, and then you have value 1, value 2, value 3, so that you will be entering the returns here. Do not enter the cost of investment in this particular sales. Now then, as the red line suggests, you will be modifying your formula. So first calculate the NPV, then from that subtract your cost, and then you are getting the NPV at rupees 5039 million. Now this is the NPV if the project succeeds, but the project may not succeed actually. Then in that case, the project will be giving negative return in all the 5 years. Now once again, this is a very restrictive assumption because all the negative values are equal, but given that we can find out the net present value to be a negative. So the project may be yielding a positive NPV, or it may be yielding a negative NPV, and the test has a probability of 60% for success. Let us now consider the timeline of investment. In current period, there is R&D and marketing test. Cost is 1500 million. Then from the first future period, there will be initial investment of rupees 2500 million. And from the second to sixth period, there will be production and sales. Therefore, the firm has two alternatives, either to go for the test or not to go for the test. So if the test is done, then either the test succeeds or it fails. So if the firm doesn't go for the test, there is no question of success or failure. Now if the test succeeds, the firm might decide to invest. In that case, it will be getting a positive NPV. And if it decides not to invest, it will be getting a 0 NPV. Now when the test fails, the firm may not go for investing, it will be getting a 0 NPV. But if it still decides to go for the project, then it will be ending up with a negative NPV. So that is the decision tree, and using that we shall be trying to answer some very important questions. That is whether the firm should go for the investing and whether it should go for the initial test. Now, if the test succeeds, then the company must invest. But if the test fails, it should not. Now the question remains whether the company should engage in R&D and marketing tests in the present period, because there is only a 60% chance to get a positive NPV, but the cost is 1500 million. Now we calculate the expected payoff at period 1 for testing. It turns out to be 3023.04. Now we calculate the NPV of testing at date 0, and then it turns out to be positive and the discounting rate is 15%. So the firm should test the market for introducing the product. Now there is one problem with this type of analysis. Here we are assuming that the discount rates are same, so that the two phases are equally risky. But the testing phase may be more risky, so that the discount rate may be higher for the testing phase. Now we have done that using a higher discount rate, say 20%, but the NPV is still positive. Therefore, using this decision tree, we can explain how the firms could go for the investment strategies and how the sequences may be explained. So, I hope the things are clear. So, these are the references that you may refer to. In case you find it difficult to answer, please contact me. I'll be happy to answer.